Welcome to Heroes Next Door. Thank you all for joining us today. We are at the Great American Outdoor Show in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. We're going to be taking a look at the Himiway. The best thing about the Himiway bike is they're the #1 leader in fat tire bikes. With a fat tire, you're able to go over all different kinds of terrain, whether that's road, dirt, sand, or even through the woods. If you want to go scout your deer stand early in the season, get on a Himiway, you'll get out there, take a look, see where they're rutting, and it's going to make a really big difference. So I'm here with Brandon, one of the representatives here at Himiway today.
How you doing?
And I got a question for you.
Absolutely.
Why would I choose an e-bike as a hunting partner?
Well, really the difference between an e-bike, an ATV, and a four-wheeler and the dirt bike is it's quiet, it's nimble, and it can get in places that you can't get with a standard utilitarian vehicle.
Okay,
Yeah.
Okay. So if I'm going out into my preseason and I'm doing some scouting and I want to follow the trail, many times I would take my four-wheeler out and I'd kind of track that and I'd put my ties up and stuff like that.
Exactly.
Or getting back to my tree stand.
Yeah.
But I tend to scare a lot of the deer off that way, and that trail may not be there when I actually go back. Because these are quiet and it's assisting me, I can go that longer distance and I can get back there without scaring those deer off.
Exactly. They're very quiet. You don't have to risk scaring anything in the surrounding area off while you're scouting or doing anything like that.
Right.
It's got the bigger tires on it. It actually uses 26 by 4.8 inch tires. So it's real fat tires. And the suspension setup on it, and especially on the Cobra model, is mid-mounted suspension.
Okay.
And so it's got a lot of give to it, and it's real comfortable. You can't even tell that you're riding through the woods. It almost feels no different than riding on gravel.
Right. So even if I'm early in the morning, you have headlights on these, and then I can take my bike out there rather than drive my four-wheeler or hike that distance to get out to my tree stand.
Exactly. With the pedal assist on it, there's almost no grade that it won't cover. And you get a range of 60 to 80 miles per charge. Yeah.
I can really get back in the woods with that.
Exactly, exactly. You don't have to worry about being stranded. We have models coming out in the future that's going to have even more range to it.
Okay.
So this is just a precursor.
Right, and with these big tires, I can go through the little creeks, I can go over the dirt, the mud,
Exactly.
the sand.
You can take this thing anywhere. Absolutely.
Man, this is awesome to
It
see.
has a payload capacity of up to 400 pounds. So if you get stuck somewhere, or you say you do hunt down a deer and you knock it down,
Right.
you don't have to worry about getting a bigger ATV up in there to pull it out.
Okay.
You can hook it up and then drag it out. It's very capable.
Yeah, just a little deer cart that normally has the two wheels. I can, hook this onto here and pull it out just like I normally would.
Exactly.
Man, this is awesome. Using an e-bike for hunting, Himiway is definitely the way to go.
Absolutely.
They definitely have the ability, they have the setup to get you in the woods and get you back out of the woods after you get your big game.
And e-bikes are becoming a huge fashion right now. A lot of people are switching to them. The way the suspension is set up, it's an easy ride, and it's definitely taken over as far as outdoor activity and sports riding goes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're so nimble in narrow spaces.
Thank you for showing us.
Absolutely.
Appreciate
Thank you so much for stopping by.
Yep. One of the things that we have to worry about as EMS and police and fire departments are our mental health and our physical health. We have to have hobbies, whether it's hunting, fishing, or even outside riding bicycles. That's what we need to do to keep ourselves mentally fit and physically fit. E-bikes help us do that. It'll get you outdoors. It gets you to see nature in its finest, and it allows you to go a little bit farther than you normally would with a bike. I've been running EMS for a long time. I've done those EMS events on bicycles. I've done the IPEMBA certifications, and e-bikes are really going to change it. And Himiway is leading the way. They have bikes that meet us for every genre that you need, whether you want to do EMS, whether you want to do fire, or whether you just want to do it for pleasure. If you guys remember, back on my channel, we did a review of the Himiway bike and an opening of the box. Absolutely love the bike. Having a bike that has an e-powered assist with it is huge. And Himiway is really changing the way things are done. Here at the show, we have a variety of bikes from cruiser to off-road mountain bikes. Redline is the local dealer here near Philadelphia. And we're going to talk to Gary, who is the owner, and he's going to walk us through some of the features of the different styles of bikes that Himiway offers. So you have a pretty unique story because you're also a firefighter in trade too, right?
Yes.
So how did you get started into the e-bike business?
I was looking to buy an e-bike for myself. I did a year and a half of research, bought one. There's no dealer to go to, there's no place to go to look at these things. I'm a volunteer fireman for 30 years,
Okay.
and I became a dealer, and I have inventory.
Okay,
So
and where are
that's
you
it.
located?
I am in Central Bucks County in Warrington, PA.
Okay, if someone wanted to get a hold of you, is there a website they can go to or anything like that, or a
Yes.
phone number?
Redlineebikes.com with 2 E's.
Okay.
And it's 267-576-2545.
Awesome. I have a Himiway bike myself. We went with the Cruiser to start with because I like the IPEMBA certification that I use and put the bags on the back. And well, you have a variety of different bikes you have to offer. Can you kind of walk us through each of the bikes?
Sure. So we have the Zebra Step Through. It's only
Zebra.
offered in white currently. A standard bike has a 750 watt motor on it, has a very low step through, very easy to get on compared to the Cruiser Step Through.
Yep.
26-inch tires, 4 inches wide. You have a 750 watt motor,
Okay.
and you have a 20 amp hour battery with 1,000 life cycles.
1,000 life
Life
cycles.
cycles. You get the rack with it. They are known as basically a hybrid between a mountain bike with your low handlebars
Okay.
and your Cruiser with your racks, your fenders, your headlight, your tail light, and your brake light.
Right.
The object of a mountain bike is you're down low, because if you're going to be riding on the trail and you get a rock, a log, or whatever, you want to be down low to be able to pull your front tire off the ground.
Okay.
Cruiser, you're upright, it's very hard to do that.
Right.
So the Zebra allows that, also with the letter SO, but you in between, we sell extensions, Himiway has them, we have them, to raise up your handlebars to make it more in a comfort feel.
Copy that.
So then we have the Zebra Step Over.
Okay.
Same identical bike. If you're not going to ride as a mountain bike, but you want the bigger battery, okay, to get the longer ride time.
Yeah.
Okay. You want to get yourself upright.
Okay.
You get yourself upright, you're going to get your wrists are not going to get numb. So the object is extend this up and get yourself to a comfortable position, because you don't need to pull that front tire off the ground.
Right.
That's on the Zebras.
Okay.
Then-
And I noticed it doesn't have any rear suspension, but it does have front suspension.
That's correct. So your
Okay.
front suspension does work, comes down. You can lock it out.
Okay.
Okay, so if you're pedaling the bike and every time you pedal the front wheel keeps on going down, you're losing energy, you lock out the front and it'll move the energy right to the pedals, to the motor, and you move on.
Okay.
Over on the other side, that looks like it's missing a cap, is your adjustment for your throw.
Okay.
7 1/4 turns, up and down. They'll give you your throw. The Cruiser has that, they all have that.
Okay.
There's different caps on them in different ways depending on the bikes
Right.
that you have.
Now, I notice you do have a couple different accessories on this. Can
That's
you talk
correct.
me through what these accessories are?
So you have a GUB cell phone holder, Cloud 9 seat, very comfortable, that I call the Lazy Boy.
Okay.
Water bottle holder with a Himiway bottle.
And so this one also comes with the luggage rack on the backside.
It does.
Now, I notice you kind of got a camouflage type one here. What is this one?
This is a Himiway Forest Cobra.
Forest Cobra. Okay.
That's correct. They make a Cobra and a Cobra Pro.
Okay.
So the Cobra is offered in a forest, or known as camo here in the States.
Okay.
Okay. They're hydro dipped.
Yeah.
So there's no vinyl on them.
Okay.
They're very durable.
Now, I noticed this actually has a little bit bigger tire.
That's correct. 4.8s paired to 4-inch.
Okay.
You can put 4.8s on here from Himiway, but you lose the fenders on both sides.
Okay.
Very aggressive, easy to roll on zero. You get a center suspension. That shock is not adjustable on the fly, but when you get on that bike, you have that comfort
Wow,
of that
okay.
suspension.
Right.
Okay? So when you're riding those aggressive trails and jumping off 3-foot cliffs
Yeah.
that they show,
Yeah.
it gives you a little more comfort.
Okay. Does this have the same motor as the other ones?
That is correct. So these have the same as the Zebra and the Big Dog.
Okay.
The Cruiser has a little bit different motor. It's just an upgraded inner liner that is brass on the V5 upgraded Cobra motors.
Okay. All right.
The batteries on the Zebra, same. Motor's the same. Brakes, hydraulic, are the same. Everything else is the same.
That's pretty slick.
That is the Cobra Pro in carbon fiber.
Okay.
That is offered in that black, and it's also offered in a forest camo. That has a 1,000-watt mid-drive Bafang motor on it. All the laws are maybe around 750 to go on.
Okay.
The 1,000 is more for private land.
Okay.
Aggressive hill climbs from there. This motor has 80 newton meters of torque. That has 160 newton meters of torque.
Okay.
That's going to give you. This bike you do not have to pedal if you choose not to. You don't have to shift the gears if you're going to use just the throttle only. That bike is like driving a manual transmission car. You are shifting that because the motor is in the middle, the power is running down the chain and cutting to the 10 gears in the rear. The motor does pause when you shift. If it did not, the torque would rip the chain right in half.
Wow, wow. When I first did my research and I got my first Himiway, they were class 1, class 2, and class 3 bikes.
That's correct.
Ours is a class 2. That
Yes.
means I can go on, standard trails on most places, whether for me the Struble Trail or something like that, or state game area.
That's correct.
But once you bump up to this, does this now be classified as a Class 3 bike?
This is a Class 3.
Okay.
Just because of those 750 watt motor. Everything else is the same. Class 2 is no more than 750 watt motor, no more than 20 miles an hour on throttle, no more than 28 miles an hour on pedal assist, unless you're overexerting yourself. This motor is 1,000, so you're over and above on that class. You're technically a Class 3. Class 1 doesn't have a throttle. Class 2 has a throttle, not over 20. Class 3, over 20, or over 75, or over 28. You're over 750, correction. Class 4, motorcycle.
So with this though, I mean, you're cruising along pretty well.
You are.
Do you then sell helmets? Do you sell other accessories
I do.
to protect ourselves?
I am a Senna authorized dealer.
Okay.
Senna through your communications through your motorcycles and stuff, your communication system. I have Senna helmets that you can talk to your rider. As you do the M1, they have different models. The M1 has a nice little rustic mountain bike look. They go up to 330 feet. What's nice about those helmets, they're not covering your ear. The speaker's here and here. It doesn't block it.
That's awesome. So Gary, thank you so much for walking us through these different bikes. I really appreciate the 30 years of service you put in the fire service.
Thank you.
You know, I hope that the people that are watching this that, you know, are in the fire, police, or EMS services really consider using e-bikes in the future. You know, it's going to save lives, not only our lives from pedaling them, but the lives that we can get to will be a lot quicker.
Definitely.
So thank you for what you're doing. We really appreciate it. Once again, tell us your website. Tell us how they get a hold of you if they want to get a hold of one of these.
Sure. Redlineebikes.com, redlineebikes.com, and the phone number is 267-576-2545.
All right. Thank you for watching Heroes Next Door. This was at the Great American Outdoor Show in Harrisburg, and we're taking a look at the Himiway Fat Tire Bike.